Tokyo 21, presented locally by IT&E.
KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit carsplusguam.com for details. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Primetime, Guam has received $553 million of the American Rescue Plan funding. Plus, the AG's office has received an installment from the Opioid settlement aimed at drug rehabilitation efforts. And your power bill could be increasing. We'll tell you why coming up.
Hafide, good evening, everyone. Guahusi Isaiah Ugin, and thanks for tuning in. The governor finally has her money. Adelup announced it has received some $553 million in American Rescue Plan funds from the U.S. Treasury and expects another $51 million in capital improvement project funds, which will bring the total to $604 million. Here's more.
The money is part of the $4.5 billion in coronavirus state fiscal recovery funds appropriated to the territories under the ARP. Governor Leon Guerrero issued a news release saying, "Soon we will be unveiling an investment roadmap that benefits everyone and rebuilds a stronger Guam." Details of her spending plan, though, were not released. The governor adds that they continue to examine the interim guidance released last week by the Treasury, which they believe will likely change. In the meantime, Adelup says it is assessing local aid programs to build upon. Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio said Guam's improved fiscal outlook now provides us with a stable foundation onto which we can rebuild a thriving economy. Adelup said more information will be announced next week. Shortly after the announcement, Speaker Therese Terlahi released a letter to the governor calling on her to, quote, immediately prepare to distribute the RISE Act checks. These are individual $800 local pandemic relief payments for taxpayers making $40,000 or less. Terlahi notes that the governor has said publicly that she wants to expand the program, but the speaker says it's not necessary to withhold the amount from those in need while trying to figure out the spending plan for the rest of the $553 million. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
More news from the nation's capital. The chairman and ranking member of the House Committee on Ethics announced today that the committee unanimously voted to reauthorize and investigate a subcommittee for the 117th Congress to review allegations involving Delegate Michael San Nicolas. As you might recall, the committee began its initial investigation more than a year ago into allegations that Congressman San Nicolas converted campaign funds for personal use and allegations that he had an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. Both are violations of House rules, according to a press release issued today. Honorable Darren Soto will serve as the chair of the investigative subcommittee, and the Honorable Jackie Walorski will serve as the ranking member. An online article published on Defense One suggests that Guam could potentially be host to Afghan allies. The Biden administration has announced U.S. troops withdrawal by September 11th, but according to the article, the administration did not address how they plan to help our allies, such as translators who face threats by Taliban. The Afghan Allies Act of 2009 authorized a special immigrant visa program, which would allow Afghans who helped U.S. troops bring their families to America. Between now and September, the clock is ticking to assist these individuals under the SIV program. The article suggests that it's time for U.S. officials to airlift these Afghans and families to an American territory to keep them safe. The issue was brought up during a recent House Foreign Affairs Committee hearing. Florida Representative Brian Mast.
Ms. Freeman, Ambassador, you've heard it from almost everybody on both sides, the concern for those that have worked with the U.S. over the course of these years. I think to put it very bluntly, none of us want to see one of those individuals that have worked with us have their head cut off on the internet. And that's a real threat. That's not hyperbolic.
You may recall it as it was in 1996 when Andersen Air Force Base was host to Operation Pacific Haven. At the time, hundreds of Kurds from northern Iraq were evacuated in fear of reprisal from Saddam Hussein for aiding in the U.S. government. Get ready for a likely increase to your power bill. GPA says rising global fuel prices mean there's a need to adjust the fuel surcharge known as the LIAC. The power company has tried to hold rates down during the pandemic, but it can do so no longer. Nestor Lacanto reports.
In a presentation Thursday before the CCU, GPA General Manager John Beneventi said the fuel cost under recovery has ballooned to about $30 million, and he laid out a range of scenarios for the CCU to consider. Based on the average monthly 1,000 kilowatt residential consumption, Beneventi said if they don't attempt any recovery, the fuel increase alone means the average bill rises from $204 to $249. If GPA opts for 50% recovery in the next 6-month LIAC cycle, the bill will increase to $274. And if GPA goes for full recovery, the bill will go to $299. CCU Chairman Joey Duenas.
At the end of this period, you expect an under recovery of around $30 million.
Correct.
And if you're going to recover that and pay for the fuel over the next 6 months, you need to raise it by 20.4 cents.
That's raise it to 20.4.
To 20.4.
Yes.
From
correct.
the current 11 cents.
Beneventi adds that because of fuel price uncertainty, they need to consider recovery now.
What scares me is that it continues to rise, and although they projected it's going to straighten up, well, Morgan Stanley said that also previously. So what I'm concerned is that at least if we're above our cost, and so that's why I was leaning more towards the 16 cents. What you're looking at is a $45 to $57 increase on an average residential customer. I think my recommendation would be right in that range.
The CCU will meet on Thursday to approve the recommendation. It would still need to go to the Public Utilities Commission for final approval. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lacanto.
The Office of the Attorney General has received the first installment from the Opioid settlement, in which AG Levin Camacho is committed to investing into drug rehabilitation efforts. KUAM Adriana Cotero tells us more.
To put our money where our mouth is, so to speak.
Attorney General Levin Camacho announces that the opioid settlement of nearly $280,000 will support drug rehabilitation efforts and data collection.
We've been talking with the folks who are on the ground, KUAM Behavioral, we've talked to Oasis, we've talked to Lighthouse Recovery to see where there are gaps. And right now, the intention is we are going to assist in the recruiting and hiring of 2 staff to support the residential substance abuse treatment program at the Department of Corrections. We're going to work on a preventative educational campaign on drug abuse, substance abuse, and opioids. We're going to put $60,000 into gathering data on how extensive the opioid problem is on Guam and on drugs as a whole.
Earlier this year, the Office of the Attorney General secured the large sum in part of a settlement with McKinsey & Company, one of the world's largest consulting firms who worked for Purdue Pharma and other opioid companies. The firm was found to have contributed to the opioid epidemic by promoting deceptive marketing schemes and the use of highly addictive opioids. Now several states and territories are sharing in a $573 million settlement to be paid by McKinsey & Company. The OAG plans to break down the first installment as follows: $115,000 for additional staff for the residential substance abuse treatment program at the Department of Corrections, $16,000 to assist direct service providers and programs, $60,000 for toxicology testing to gather more data on the prevalence of opioids and other illicit drugs, and $40,000 to develop an educational outreach and prevention campaign.
This is hopefully the first settlement we're going to get, and then to start mapping out any future funds that we do receive through settlement or litigation, the best and evidence-based programs that we can support as an office.
Camacho adds that the OAG is actively involved in other opioid-related lawsuits. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Drug testing efforts over at the Guam Police Department are ongoing. As Chief of Police Stephen Ignacio confirms, additional tests were conducted yesterday. Earlier this month, 115 GPD personnel were tested, with all of their results returning back negative. The department plans to test 60 more employees to reach their target total of performing 175 drug tests, which is 75% of the GPD workforce.
Some of them were on leave, some of them are on military leave, some of them are on sick leave, some of them just gotten off shift. But DOA has still come in over the past couple weeks since then, and they're still conducting drug tests. Like I said, as recent as yesterday, I was notified.
As we reported, it was during the Legislative Committee on Public Safety's oversight hearing with GPD back in March when senators were informed that it's been over a decade since random drug testing was conducted within the department. A child sexual abuse case and negligence case was filed in district court against former Judge Washington High School substitute teacher Benjamin Leon Guerrero II and the government of Guam. The 37-year-old plaintiff, who is identified as SC for his protection, alleges that when he was a minor boy attending GW High School, he was sexually molested and abused by Leon Guerrero, who was a substitute teacher and baseball coach at the time. According to court documents, in 1998, the victim was a returning sophomore when the grooming began and eventually led to Leon Guerrero sexually assaulting SC after a baseball game. The alleged incident caused the victim to miss school the following day and to later transfer schools. For all the damages, the plaintiff is asking for $2 million to be paid by the defendants. The University of Guam is rolling out a new model of learning called HyFlex that will allow students the option to pick and choose when they like to be on campus online. Here's more.
The University of Guam will use their summer session as an opportunity to pilot their new protocols.
We're really excited to have students back on the campus.
The campus hasn't seen the hustle and bustle of students since last spring, but UOG Director of Integrated Marketing Communications, Jonas Macapinlac, explains how that's changing come the FNACPO summer classes.
Sessions A, B, and C, there will be classes available in person, face-to-face. And that'll give us a chance to make sure that our protocols that we have in place are working and and give us a chance to make adjustments before more students come in the fall.
Students have the learning options of face-to-face, online, hybrid, and a new format called HyFlex.
A HyFlex option gives students a choice on whether they want to attend class in person on a particular day or online on a particular day.
However, not all classes will have the HyFlex option, but Macapinlac says that many will. If students are interested in the HyFlex format, they're advised to check their course schedule. Macapinlac adds that UOG has had their social distancing protocols since last fall, but putting everything into action was put at a halt due to the second lockdown.
We were getting ready to come back to class here, so we have our social distancing guidelines, sanitation guidelines.
All of which are available for viewing on the UOG website under the continuation of operations plans.
They're being updated right now because of the the new face-to-face guidelines that we're instituting, and so they'll be updated for the fall.
In-person classes are currently spaced out 6 feet apart and sanitized in between class periods. Additionally, students will be asked to provide either proof of COVID-19 vaccination or a weekly COVID-19 test yielding a negative result.
The protocols for that still being established, and by the fall we should have things pretty well in hand.
A recent survey conducted by the university revealed 82% of students claimed to be vaccinated, while employees had a 10% higher rate. Macapinlac says they're in communication with public health about reducing the social distancing down to 3 feet. But until then, the 6-foot protocol remains. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Department of Rev and Tax has processed and will be mailing checks or pay via direct deposit 2,495 tax refunds this week, totaling almost $7 million. These include refunds that were garnished to repay GovGuam debts and are for error-free returns filed on or before February 26th of this year. DRT adds to check the status of your income tax refund, log into your individual account at myguamtax.com and use the lookup status of 1040 refund tool. Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific. And that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years, and you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
While we've all been through a lot over the years,
typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19,
we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years, Calvo's Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
and the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
The possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
There will come a time when people talk about how Hyundai makes the best car on the road. Now seems about right. The technologically advanced Hyundai Elantra is the 2021 North American Car of the Year.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. Over 300 students availed of the vaccine at another COVID-19 vaccination clinic, which was held this afternoon at the Father Duenas Memorial School. Here's more. The clinic aims to get the youth vaccinated as public and private schools wrap up the challenging school year. Just in time for summer, the Guam Regional Medical City and the American Medical Center conducted a COVID-19 vaccination clinic offering students 12 to 17 years of age the Pfizer vaccine. Dr. Hoa Win, chairman of the Physicians Advisory Group.
With the help of the DOE nurse, we're going to run a vaccination clinic for the children from 12 to 17 at Father Duenas Gym. Right. You know, we're going to try to reach out as much as possible on the children. Because I know that there's summer break is coming, and we just need to get them ready for this next school year, which most likely will be face-to-face.
Wynn acknowledged the growing number of residents opting to get the COVID shot, further stating that we need to keep this momentum going to help the island reach herd immunity. Meanwhile, this afternoon, students from some of the island's private schools, like 13-year-old Ben J. Casaran from Santa Barbara Catholic School and Bishop Baumgartner's Sarah Royal, lined up and shared why they decided to get the Pfizer vaccine.
My parents got vaccinated and I was just excited because, you know, COVID is a very infectious disease, and basically having some sort of immunity against it is something to look forward to, and getting the vaccine is something that made me happy.
I want to hang out with my friends more this summer, and it's also COVID's freaking me out a little bit, so I thought getting the vaccine would make me feel a little bit safer.
And 12-year-old Santa Barbara student Regina Rosario admits she was reluctant to get the shot at first, but she says she's happy she got it. As for what she would say to other kids her age.
Don't be scared. It was actually pretty okay. Once you get the shot, it's like a normal shot. It's like totally fine. It's okay. You got this.
It turns out that no clients of the Department of Youth Affairs will be getting vaccinated against the coronavirus anytime soon. Currently, there are 13 minors under DYA's custody, and only one individual is willing to receive the vaccine with parental approval, and all were eligible. On Thursday, DYA confirmed that the Department of Public Health and Social Services will be administering the only CDC-approved vaccine, Pfizer, to clients at the department's gym. Spokesperson Danielle Camacho said that only 4 out of the 13 parents were successfully contacted. Out of the 4, only 1 gave approval to immunize their child. The department is requesting supply of the vaccine so their nurse can administer the shot if more clients receive parental permission. In efforts to get the island to reach herd immunity, or 80% of island residents vaccinated against the coronavirus, a COVID-19 vaccination clinic will be held tomorrow for the FSM community. On Saturday, May 22nd, the vaccination drive will be offering all COVID vaccines at the Jigo Gym from 4 to 7 p.m. The clinic is in partnership with the American Medical Center, Guam Regional Medical City, Micronesian Resource Center, FSM Association, and the FSM Consulate. Dr. Hoa Win, chairman of the Physicians Advisory Group, anticipates a great turnout. Eligible residents can register online at vaccine.guam.covid.com or can contact FSM Consulate at 646-9154 or MRCOSS at 789-1265. A virtual ribbon-cutting ceremony was held in celebration of the completion of Guam's new foster care group home. Guma Manasi, or the Sister Brigade RSM Foster Care Emergency Center, is a project under former First Lady Christine Calvo's Rigaloo Foundation. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero explained that this home will help ensure our foster children get a fair chance at life no matter their current circumstances.
This home will ensure they can prosper, because when a child's basic needs are met, they can play, they can laugh, they can learn, they can grow and be a kid. Most importantly, this home will show them compassion because they've already endured so much trauma in their short lives, and the world is hard enough.
The home has the capacity to foster anywhere from 22 to 24 children. Anyone willing to open their hearts and their homes to Guam's foster children can contact 475-2653. 12 youth participants will be the first to join the Project Youth program this summer. The Guam Police Department held a press conference this afternoon announcing the new community initiatives that's in collaboration with Safe School Partners. It will run from June 1st to June 29th. It's a 4-week curriculum shaped to mentor the island's youth with life skills. Chief of Police Stephen Ignacio.
And increasing their resiliency, we want to make sure that they...
With the 4-week curriculum, youth participants ages 14 to 17 years old will be working with a youth engagement working group that consists of sworn officers from the Guam Police Department. Our overall goal with Project Youth Youth Summer Program is to mentor the participants in becoming better decision makers by developing them to become responsible citizens and teach them the core values and life skills.
The pilot programs will be from Monday through Friday, and each day is themed as follows: Mentor Mondays, Trade Tuesdays, Wellness Wednesdays, Thrive Thursdays, and Fun Fridays. The program is partially funded under a Substance Abuse and Prevention and Treatment Block Grant from Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center. For more information, you can view our live stream of the press conference on our Facebook page. The Guam Police Department is set up in various locations across the island for the Click It or Ticket campaign. The campaign officially launched 2 weeks ago and will continue until the summertime. Officers are pulling drivers over for both seatbelt and speed enforcement. This morning, KUAM speaks with GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapau on site in Agana.
This is one of the staging sites. As you can see, cars are being pulled in, and the operation is really geared towards a 100% compliant and enforcement for occupants, motorists who traverse on the roadway to really understand the importance of the use of a seatbelt. And being a former traffic investigator, I've seen one too many times where a lot of the fatalities were really attributed to the lack of use or non-their use of any seatbelts or any restraints. So this is a great opportunity to educate, and it's a great opportunity for the community to see exactly what our officers do when it comes to enforcement.
In addition, over at the Agana Shopping Center, GPD has a static display for those who want to learn more about the use of child restraint and proper seating for children. Keep it here, because coming up next, Dave Delgado is on deck with sports, and still to come, your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shoutouts.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
With Prism Home Wi-Fi, I'm not just getting smart Wi-Fi that adapts and delivers consistent speeds that cater to my lifestyle needs.
I'm getting peace of mind with real-time online security that monitors every device on my network. Parental controls with the ability to filter age-appropriate content for my child. And with HomePass, I have full control over my network and so much more. Experience Wi-Fi and beyond with Prism Home Wi-Fi, powered by Plume HomePass from GTA.
Half a day.
Hi,
That will be $20, please.
I forgot my Mobile Smiles driver's rewards card.
No worries. You can now use your registered mobile number to earn points.
Can I use my mobile number to redeem rewards?
Sure. Just show us your photo ID or driver's license.
That's easy.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Tonight in the show, we're going to hear from Dylan Kittigwa, who wants to become the first Chamorro to summit Mount Everest. Check it out.
Huge goal, and there are so many different aspects that come into it, and it comes with the mental fortitude needed. Like it's hard to be in the mountains, and like the higher you go up elevation, the less oxygen you have, and when your mind isn't operating on that same level with 100% oxygen, you're going down to like 50% oxygen and lower, you like lose a lot of your that mental edge, and that really has to be cultivated through training, and it's cultivated through like just being exposed to those lower levels of oxygen. But also translates into like the physical side of like having to learn how to climb, learning how to ice climb, learning how to be a mountaineer, learning about weather, learning the language.
Dylan's late father is from Dedido and his mother is from Hawaii. He's been living in Nepal for the last 2 years working with the Peace Corps. He says the climb up Everest would be a very pricey one, having to hire local guides. Equipment along with the permit could exceed $80,000.
I just went to Everest Base Camp last month, and even that was very hard for me. And I was calling upon my dad, and I was really digging deep in that way for just trying to make it. It's such a spiritual thing for me to be here in Nepal, and for me to climb these mountains. And it's very hard, especially for islanders. It's very hard for us to be so high up, and I really have to translate that spiritual strength into the physical strength that I need to climb. And it sounds kind of funny to say that, but it's so true that I call on my ancestry to help me with that.
The idea of him doing the climb has been 6 years in the making, putting his words into action, and the support he's been getting from family and strangers have been encouraging.
Seeing the work ethic of my grandfather and my late father, they really instilled in me, that do everything to the best you can, and to really put your pride into it, and everything you do, you're representing your clan, your village, and your ancestors, and so for me it's really it's really special and profound, and it actually is showing me to be more proud of my roots, and I don't speak, I'm not fluent in Chamorro, and things like doing this endeavor has really inspired me to study the language and study more about my own ancestry. I wanna get to the top of Mount Everest and say a speech in Chamorro. Like I wanna cut my hair the way our ancestors had our hair, and I really would like to embody with a flag on my back, a Guam flag on my back, or the Guam seal on my back, when I get to the top, to say this is for Guam, and this is for my heritage and for the Chamorro heritage, because it's so important.
Good luck to Dylan. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Oh, you gotta love it when your birthday falls on a Friday. So, happy birthday to Peggy Padilla. Happy birthday to my beautiful wife and loving mother to our kitties. We are grateful for the support and sacrifice you've made through the years. God bless you and many more years ahead. We love you from your husband Tom, Jenica, Kono, Jaden, Jasha, Jericho, and the Sablan and Padilla family. Alyssa Lapid, happy 21st birthday. You've come a long way. Strive on and all your dreams will come true. Lots of love from your accounting and exchanged familia. Caleb Areola, happy 14th birthday. May the Lord continue to bless you with his gracious guidance, love, happiness, and many more years to shine. We love you, the Fam Bamalia. And a very happy birthday to KUAM's very own Carlito Rosansky. Happy birthday, Carlito Ali! And, well, we couldn't get into the weekend without recognizing our belated birthdays. So, Fabiana Cruz was born on the 20th. Happy birthday, Fabiana Cruz, Mom, Grandma, Nana, and belated birthday, Alana Garcia. We love you so much, coming from the whole familia. And another belated birthday, happy 3rd birthday, Danny James Jones Cruz. Love your mommy and daddy, Papa and Grandma, Tata and Nana, and the rest of the family. And those are your Friday birthdays. Enjoy!
And it's that time of the week where we announce the lucky winner of a Cold Stone Creamery cake.
And it's Friday, so you know what that means. Every Friday, we pick a random winner from all of our birthday celebrants, and they win a great prize. So our winner today is, drum roll please, Raylani Dre Santos Napati, born on May 17th. So congratulations. We'll be in touch with you to get your prize.
That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching. Good night and adios.